Welcome to Cool Box Live, the show that saves you money on the world's greatest magic. Every week, the Cool Box features the best tricks on penguinmagic.com and slashes their price. Everything in tonight's show is 25% off or more. New magic every week at crazy low prices. So get ready. You're about to discover your next favorite trick tonight on Cool Box Live. Here are your hosts, Nick Locapo and Eric Tate.
Hey guys, sorry about that. We had some connectivity issues on this end, but that should be largely fixed now, so we can actually get into the show. So sorry about that. It's the age of the internet, Nick, and everyone's trying to get online these days.
Literally everyone at this point. What would we do without it? I mean, I remember that time, but man, it's hard to imagine. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna let some people pour in here. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think we should let some people hop back in here. I think a lot of people were already jumping back in. It looks like YouTube and Facebook are in a race to see who can get back in here again. Thomas Grossman coming back in. John Green is back in. Dr. Don over there on YouTube. John Hayes is back in. Yes, John, we are starting over. There was a little bit of a connectivity issue over here on our end, but we've got that sorted out now. So hopefully we're going to be doing quite a bit better.
Yeah, so if you're just here for the first time, again, welcome to the Cool Box. Every week, Eric and I put together a list of tricks that we really love, and we talk about them, but we also take 25% off all of them. So it's going to save you some money if you see something that you like. You can head over to penguinmagic.com, enter in the promo code CoolBoxLive during your checkout, and you'll save 25% off everything. And we add everything on this show, everything from books to high-end electronic devices to downloads and DVDs, whatever there is. If it's great, you'll find it here. So welcome, and hopefully you'll find something that you really like.
Yeah, before we went down, we were talking about how normally we've only got 2 deals of the week, but this week we've got 3, and I think there's something for everyone in the deals of the week this week, which is really exciting because there's a card trick, a coin trick, and something kind of weird. Yeah. No, there's really a lot of the magic in this week's show is pretty diverse. Yeah,
mentalism. I mean, I don't know when we put the schedule up. Do we even tease them with that at the top?
Here, tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up for just 2 seconds, and then I'm going to jump back.
Welcome.
I'm going to jump back over here. So we'll tease them with that. So it was 2 seconds of schedule, and then come back. But should we get into the first thing, Nick?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's take a look at the first thing. We're talking about Miracle Monty by Anthony Owen, and I'm really excited about this because we actually have a performance of Anthony performing Miracle Monty right here in Columbus. Do you want to take a look?
I do.
Let's take a look at Anthony Owen performing Miracle Monty.
But only one is printed, the other was all just blank, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been to New York?
Yes.
Have you ever seen that con game where you have to put your money on the queen and they mix up the other cards?
No.
You ever seen that trick? No? Okay. It's called the 3-card trick. There's one card you have to watch, and if you keep your eye on that card, then you win the money, okay? So this time it's the king. You've got to watch the king. The other cards are all blank. As you've never played it before, I'm going to make it simple. I'll get rid of one of the blank cards, okay?
Okay.
So it's really simple. You've got to keep your eye on the king, okay? It's in the middle. But when you put your money on it, it jumps over here.
What? No. Do it again.
I'll do it again. Look, when I click my fingers, this card is blank on both sides. This card is blank on both sides. So this must be... Oh, no, it's... In fact, all 3 cards are blank on both sides, and the blank card that I put in my pocket is now...
No, mommy.
Hold out your hand for me. Okay, I'm going to get rid of one of the blank cards. Okay. Now, sometimes people think I have more than one king. They think the top card is the king. They think the middle card is the king. They think the bottom card is the king. But there is only one king. These cards are blank. Put your finger and thumb together for me. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay. So I'm going to leave the king sticking out so we know exactly where it is. It's the sticking out card. But don't turn it over yet. I wouldn't put my money on that being the king until I know that both of these cards definitely were blank on both sides. There's no king here. That must be the king. Okay, now we play for money, okay?
Oh man, Nick, Miracle Monty is such a good trick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the. If you've never done one of those types of style of tricks, it's just super powerful, and the way Anthony's got it structured is amazing.
We actually spent some time in studio earlier this week taking a look at exactly what goes inside Miracle Monty, got inside the package, examined the props, and talked a little bit about it. And we'd really like to share that video with you. So now let's take a look at Inside the Box with Miracle Monty. Hey everybody, here Eric Tate alongside my buddy Nick Licapo, and we are here to talk to you about Anthony Owen's Miracle Monty. This is a fantastic packet trick that you can do both in the hands and at a table, anywhere you want. It takes the classic Monty plot and adds a really, really nice twist with a couple of gaffes and something special that comes along that you can prepare your cards just once or make additional gaffes if you need to over time. This is a really, really fun trick to do.
This is super powerful.
Yeah.
All right. Like if you've never performed a walk around Monty style routine, these are great.
Yeah.
These are great. I mean, you've already seen Anthony handle this. You can see the reaction it gets. It really draws people in, like they're trying to catch you out, right? And what he's done here is he's using blank cards, right?
Yes. The blank cards make it really interesting because this is not something that your audiences have probably not have seen immediately, right? Like if you use two black sevens and a red queen, or aces and queens or whatever, they may be familiar with that, but the moment you bring out blank cards, they're immediately hooked. They don't know what these are.
Yeah, there's definitely something interesting about the contrast that you're getting between like a printed face and a blank card. It makes it almost impossible for you to be hiding all this ink among all this white. I'm sure you noticed that as well, like, oh, it's really cool that it's all blank cards. So of course that's what you're gonna get in the kit as well. You're gonna get the pack of double blanks, and then of course, as you also saw in the performance, we have these blank back ace of spades, or it's gonna be
different cards for everybody, but needless to say, the fact that the cards are printed on the face and not printed on the back makes them really interesting and stand out to your audience. The routine itself is very, very clever. Anthony has done all of the work to make sure that not only is this a really hard-hitting routine, but also it's easily accessible for magicians of just about any skill level. You're going to learn some interesting moves as well as understand the construction of the routine. Anthony's teaching of it is very thorough. You're fundamentally learning a great routine with all of the really high points of some of the Monty routines that have cards that can't be examined or have unusual printings or other qualities, but you're able to really show full faces, and there's never a feeling like you're hiding something from your audience.
He's just compiled it all, because he's got all the best moves in here, all the best Monty moves that you want to learn, comboed with the blank idea, which I can't wait to try this, because I've got an old, go back to Gregory Wilson. I've been doing his version for who knows how long. But this is also what's interesting. If you are an Anthony Owen fan who has amazing stuff, great Penguin Live Act, this gaff that he's going to teach you how to make on here, in his book, Anthony Owen's Secrets, there's a whole section of tricks that use this same gaff. So you can start here, you can get this product, and then if you really get into it, maybe also check out his book where you can find even more stuff. But it really is, it's got to be it might be the best Monty routine that you could do.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I fully agree with that, because there's never a moment where you feel like you're hiding something, where your audience is like, hey, maybe look at that, or there's no unusual grips or anything like that.
If you've never done the trick where you pretend to put a blank card on the table and then it disappears from here and ends up over there, a la Michael Skinner's Monty. Man, it's such a good trick, and this will teach you that and so many other phases as well. It's great.
Yep. Everything that you need comes in this package for literally hundreds, if not thousands, of performances. You're going to learn how to assemble the gaffs with the special stuff that treats the cards to allow them to do the things that they do. And this material is it's reusable over and over and over again. You're going to be using it for a long time. Anthony Owen's Miracle Monty. You should check it out. Man, Miracle Monty is so strong. It's really, really good.
So strong, so strong. Great trick.
Yeah.
Great trick. And if you're interested in it, you can save some money on it right now by heading to Penguin Magic and punching in the promo code CoolBoxLive. You'll save 25% off Miracle Monty by Anthony Owen.
Yeah, normally it is $20, but right now you're going to get it for under 15. It's really good. Comes with everything you need. Like we said there, it's an excellent trick. Seeing a lot of things in the chat talking about how this is in comparison to stand-up Monty, and
Sure.
It's really good. I mean, stand-up Monty is obviously awesome. Garrett Thomas is an amazing creator. For me and what I like to do, I kind of like Miracle Monty a little bit better. I think that there's some things that I really like about it, particularly the blank cards and the way Anthony handles that, and fundamentally they're different tricks.
Yeah, I would say they're different tricks. Essentially, stand-up Monty, while it has the word Monty in the title, is Garrett's handling of the wild card plot. Because they kind of play the same, but when Garrett starts making multiples of the Queen of Hearts or whatever card, you're kind of getting to wild card territory. They're both good, but they're not the same trick. They're the same in presentation, but not by the same plot.
Yeah, it's really good. But I think everyone should check it out. And I mean, if you're into Monty stuff, this is definitely a place to go. And also, the gimmicks between Stand Up Monty and Miracle Monty are very different, and so it's just a wildly different approach to Monty.
Yeah, it's wild card, like a standard wild card set versus the set of cards that you saw there with the blanks.
Yep, getting
totally different gaffs.
Getting a couple of interesting things in the chat. 90 Day Fiance saying, does that promo code work for everything? It works for everything we're talking about tonight. All of the different tricks that we are going to be talking about this evening. If you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get 25% off. It's fantastic. Nick? Do you want to look at the next thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
man.
I do. I almost forgot what it was.
Oh, this is the marquee effect tonight. This is Franken-Do that we're checking out here. This is super good.
Yeah. You put together a performance, didn't you?
Yes.
That what you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I didn't put this performance together. I think.
Oh, well, I did a long time ago.
I think you did a long time ago, but this is super good. I think people are going to really dig this. Let's take a quick look at Nick performing Roddy McGhee's Franken-Do.
Does anybody have a quarter? Oh, yeah, you got one, right? Perfect. Here, I'm gonna give this Sharpie.
Okay.
Write your initials on the tail side, okay? On the tail side. We also have this. This is interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. You know what this is?
I'm like, is that a clown nose? I don't know.
It's a clown. No. what does it look like?
No show stuff.
No, this is that modeling clay stuff. Oh, yeah. Right? So you know that it stretches and it breaks apart and everything.
Yeah.
It bounces sometimes. But you also know that you can bring things to life with this stuff. Can you roll this into a ball? Do your best there. That's a good ball. That's better than I could have done. I'll take it back. So we have the putty and the coin. The idea is to try to make the dough come to life. You can get it to move, come alive. Open it up.
Open it up. Will it feel it? Oh, shut up. What? Hey, my quarter!
Does that have Marie's initials on it?
Where'd the little hand come from? I need it. The small baby. We need to know more about the baby. Did I get my quarter back?
It costs 25 cents to see a trick.
Nick, that is an amazing effect. It is so much fun. I used it just tons and tons last holiday season with all of my stand-up gigs or all of my walk-around gigs. It's so good.
The reactions are just priceless when you do it for people. They freak out when they see the little hand. If you've never done that little gag,
Yeah.
it's so much fun. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it, like what Roddy did was really create a whole kit here that's just completely different from any of the stuff that you might have seen back in the day. So I know that we sat down and opened up the box so you can see what you get.
Yeah, we did. Let's go ahead and take a look at that because the Franken-Do inside the box is really neat. So you guys want to see what's inside it? Well, here you go. alongside my buddy Nick Lacapo, here to talk to you about Roddy McGhie's Frankendough. I love this trick. This is, of course, Roddy's take on Bob Farmer's little hand effect. Essentially what happens is a small ball of Play-Doh is introduced. You'll have a spectator sign a coin. The ball of Play-Doh transforms into a tiny, weird little Play-Doh hand, grabs the coin, and then you can hand the spectator the ball of dough. They can open it up and find their signed coin inside the dough. This effect is mind-blowing.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've ever played with Little Hand, I mean, you know the reactions that it gets. It gets
super good.
Super good. So you get that, but the thing that Roddy did was he turned it into a full routine.
Yes.
He gave it an ending, right?
Yeah.
It's like a 3-phase trick now, which is just great, because that's what Roddy does.
The year that this came out, I used it at every one of my walk-around gigs in Christmas parties, and it destroyed every time. So let's take a look at it.
Yeah, what do you get?
Yeah, first of all, you get it inside this nice box, the P3 logo there on the back. It's got a nice magnetic closure on the front. You can open it up, and it's got instructions on the inside for you to see, and you get the dough and the hand, and this box is a nice way to store it when you're not actually using it. This is actually how I store mine at home before I take it to a gig. And let's talk about a couple different things here. First, let's get into the hand itself. This is the little hand gimmick that you get. And I'll set this aside for now. And it just fits right there on the tip of your finger. You can size this for different hands. It fits really well on mine. But if maybe your fingers are a little bit smaller, you can put some blue tack or some double stick tape on the inside just to get it to stick a little bit better. Also comes with a magnet that is permanently affixed inside the hand and an extra magnet. The reason this is included is you can affix this to a coin. Our friends in Canada already have magnetic currency, so you guys are one ahead there.
Some euros as well.
Yeah.
You know, you can pick up with a magnet, but not here in America.
No, but one of the nice things is you can use blue tack or double stick tape, and you can affix this to a wide variety of coins, so that if you wanted to use a quarter, a nickel, even a dime, you could do this with any currency. If you already own magnetic currencies or like a shimmed quarter, you could be off to the races with that.
Yep. Yeah, I guess it is something, if you really wanted to, you could, along with Frankendough, if you're thinking of picking it up, go ahead and grab like a steel shim quarter or something like that as well.
But you don't have to. You do have the ability to affix it to any coin. Then you also get this dough, which is really interesting. Now, I'm not going to open it up right now, but this is a really interesting dough that we sourced.
Yeah.
That it has the ability to be brought back to life, so to speak. It's almost
you know, if you use like Play-Doh too much, it just kind of gets like tough to stretch and dirty, and you know. But this is a little different.
Yeah, this dough right here is really nice because it doesn't like to stick to your hands too much or to the lint on the inside of your pockets.
No.
I actually carry it around in my suit coat, and it doesn't like to bleed onto fabrics.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like you literally carry this in your pocket.
Yeah.
That I didn't believe it when I first learned about this trick, that like Roddy carried it in his pocket. But when you get it, because this isn't what you. God, it's so light. Yeah. It's not the type of thing that you know, like I've never seen what this is until I got Frankendough.
And what is also interesting is that over time it will sort of become harder to work with, but it's really easy to bring back to life with a few drops of water. If you just put a couple of drops of water and then you really work it in, the dough will become more malleable over time. And I mean, I think I do that. Maybe.
Bring the dough back to life. Yeah. And it's called Frankendough, Eric.
It's so good.
Seriously?
Yeah, I know. Those are the kind of jokes we're doing today. But I think I've only had to bring my dough back to life a couple of times, but it's pretty easy to do at home before you leave for the gig, and then it lasts for weeks before you have to do it again.
Yeah, and of course you get the kicker ending of the signed coin ending up in the dough, so you can hand to the spectator. It's absolutely great.
You really do hand the dough to the spectator, and they really do open it up themselves and find their signed coin inside. It's a really complete routine with excellent instructions by Roddy McGhie on exactly how you do it.
Now, Eric puts his on his fingertip there. I usually have mine on my pinky finger. This is just the way I learned the little hand originally. We're not going to go over the handling here, but you are correct about putting like a little bit of blue tack in there, so you can size this to anything, because my pinky finger is obviously not the same size as my pointer finger. I load mine up with a bunch of just, it's the stuff that you would stick posters on the poster putty on the wall. So it's nothing. Or you can just like line it with a bunch of tape on the inside, some double stick tape, just to make it fit better if you need it that way. So you don't have to worry about it not fitting your hand, because it's actually sized pretty large in general.
And I got to say, the reactions this thing get are amazing. If you've ever done the original Little Hand, like we talked about, people are super delighted. But when you add a trick that is this strong, they really go nuts. I can't tell you how many gigs I was rebooked for over and over again, specifically because of Frankendough, where people would run around the party and be like, have you seen the ball of Play-Doh? You've got to check this out. It's so good.
Yeah, Frankendough, Roddy McGhie. Check it out.
Man, Little Hand, sorry, not Little Hand, Frankendough. I keep getting them
You
mixed
take
up.
that back,
Oh,
yes.
no. Little Hand is amazing. Frankendough is astonishing. It's so good. I really like it. And right now, it's cheaper. It's normally $40, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get it for just under $30. Super good
Yeah,
trick.
save $10.
Yeah.
If you've ever wanted it, now's the time to get it for sure.
Yeah.
It's a great trick. The reactions are unforgettable on this one.
Oh man, I love this so much. I can't tell you how many times I did it after it came out. I was doing it over and over and over again. I mean, people just like run around after events. You know, did you see the Play-Doh? Did you see the Play-Doh? It's so good.
It's just, there's just no comparison. The reaction is just so unique to that certain plot. Doesn't work for everybody, but if you think it would work for you, it would be a great trick to pick up.
Yeah. Yep. Enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, and you can get it for $29.96 right now. Should we move on to the next deal of the week, Nick?
Yeah, we got one more, and I like this one a lot.
This is a really good one. I think you guys are going to like this. We are talking about Fistful of Dollars by Gregory Wilson. Man, this is good. We spent some time in the studio taking a look at this trick again in our fancy little white room there, and let's join us now as we go inside the box with Fistful of Dollars.
Hey, Nick Locapo here with my buddy Eric Tate. And today we're talking about Gregory Wilson's Fistful of Dollars. It's an incredible coin routine where you can produce 3 silver dollars at your fingertips and then make all 3 of them disappear.
I don't believe you. Just do it. If you can really produce 3 silver dollars at your fingertips.
Of course, well, you have to have the trick, obviously.
Oh, okay. Well.
What you do is at your fingertips, you just give it a little snap, get the attention, and you can get a giant silver coin.
That is a fantastic production.
It is a great production, right? But you don't just get 1; you can get 2.
What?
Right? And it is just 2 coins. Should we go? We'll go for 3. Get a little greedy here as well.
Ooh, I like
so that is a 1, 2, and 3 silver dollars. Watch. We'll take 1. If I squeeze it, you can see it disappear.
Oh, that's a great vanish.
Leaving me with just 2. Right. Watch this one. See this go? You didn't see it?
No.
This is me doing the Gregory Wilson. You didn't see it go to my pocket.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, because what I did is I snuck it in my pocket when you weren't looking. Right. Watch the last one. Watch close. You're watching way too close. Watch. Totally gone, right? It's not my pants, pocket, shirt, chest, whatever. Do the Gregory Wilson stuff. Anyway,
that's solid.
Great routine, right?
Yeah, that's solid. Like, it's interesting because when you're doing it, I sort of know what to look for because I have experience with the routine as well. But even from a number of like what you would consider the bad angles, it's pretty well covered.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's almost. Yeah. This is something that I've done quite a bit. I've done it at a lot of close-up walk-around gigs. Yeah. Because it is. I mean, I'm basically reset to do it again. Just right out of my pockets. There's a minor setup at the top, but other than that, well, let's talk about what you're going to get.
Yeah, let's get into this because this is the packaging that it comes in. It's a nice little tin, and then inside of the tin there is a little card with the instructions on it, so that you can find out exactly how to get these detailed instructions for the routine from Gregory Wilson, and you get a couple of props as well. Let's talk about the props.
Yeah, you're going to get a couple coins. So 2 coins, which will match, and of course a 3rd coin, which is a gimmick. It's a shell. It's a coin shell. So if you're familiar with what a shell is, and you already have, this is what's great, is if you already have a dollar shell, you can just simply choose to get the download instructional video as opposed to the full kit, right? Because it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, and we should say any shell will work. This is not a shell that was specially made for Fistful of Dollars. You can do this with, currently there are both dollar size and half dollar sizes available, but if you wanted to use your own, perhaps you use silver coins and silver shells, it'll work with those as well. There's nothing extra special about the shell. Just makes it more convenient to get it if you don't already have one.
Yeah, the shell's great, the one that it comes with.
Yeah.
I actually really like the shell. I've used it for other things as well. So really what you're going to get on the instructional video is Gregory's handling of this routine.
It's a great handling, a wonderful production, and then a wonderful handling of, essentially you're handling only 2 coins and the gimmick, making it look like 3 coins, which is an exceptionally deceptive way to handle a routine like this.
This snap production is so striking, and you're going to really love learning it. I believe it's a Michael Rubenstein idea that when Greg saw it, he was just like, okay, I know where to put this, and he saw the whole routine from there. And funny enough, like if you follow Gregory's work like I do, you'll find if Split Focus, which is another product that you can find here on Penguin Magic, I've seen the evolution of like all of his moves, because like this is basically Split Focus without the $200 Split Focus gimmick.
Yeah.
So that if you've been wanting to get into something like this and you don't want to spend a ton of money, first of all, if you have a shell,
Set to
great.
go.
Good to go. Grab this. But otherwise, if you don't have a shell, this is a great routine to pick up and learn.
And I think we should talk a little bit about the construction of the routine, in the sense that it's not terribly difficult to do.
No.
There are some moves that will take some practice. This is not something where the gimmick is doing all of the work for you. But that production, I was able to learn it in 20, 30 minutes of practice, and,
very simple.
Get it looking pretty good. A lot of the secret moves that you're doing to display only a couple of coins when you really have more than that are very, very simple, really, really straightforward, and the routine is motivated as well.
Yeah, it's really, there's sleight of hand here, but it's really just more of a memorization of the sequences that you have to do, because none of it is terribly difficult, and the shell does help out a lot.
If someone was coming to me and saying, I wanted to begin adding more advanced coin magic to my repertoire, how would I get into that? What is the lowest barrier for entry? I'd say Fistful of Dollars is the way to go. It's not exactly a beginner trick, but it's definitely not super difficult.
It's rewarding.
Yeah.
It's really rewarding to learn. These things that you're going to learn in here translate to all sorts of other stuff. Plays nice too. It plays up here, right? You start with nothing, you produce 3 things, and then you end with nothing. I mean, what's better than that?
Yeah. Fistful of Dollars by Greg Wilson. You should check it out. Oh man, what a great trick, Nick! I love Fistful of Dollars. I mean, I do a couple different routines that are a production vanish and vanish of 3 coins, but Fistful of Dollars is super good.
These are valuable coin routines that that play chess level, that are super easy to do, walk around. It took me a long time to get like a routine like that in my repertoire. And I was really excited. This is the first one that I ever kind of did. And it's not a 3-fly, but like a chess level coin trick that I could do for people. This was the first one I ever learned. And it's really served me really, really well over the years.
Oh, it's phenomenal. And now Mark DiTullio over on Facebook is bringing up a really good point. He says the Eisenhower coins is the price we have on the screen, because there are a lot of different options with this one. Right now, if you buy it with the Eisenhower coins, normally it's 80, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you are going to get it for 60. And then there's a $50 version, and then also this discount applies to the $50, but the 25% off discount also applies to the download only version, which is I think it's like normally $14.95, but after you enter the promo code, it's like around 10 or something like that.
Yeah, so it'll be $11 for the download. It'll be $37 for the Kennedy $50, and $60 for the Eisenhowers.
Yeah. Sarah Lex over on YouTube asking, how hard is this routine though? I do magic on TikTok. Is this good? I think you could do this on TikTok. I would say that it is not terribly hard, but you do need to practice it. The moves take a little bit of work.
Yeah, that's part of the value in this routine, I think, because I wouldn't say that it's hard. I would say it's an intermediate level trick. And it's more the type of thing that you just have to kind of remember the sequences. You just have to do it over and over and over again. Not to master the moves, but to master the rhythm and the whole orchestration of the whole thing. That said, for for video, I mean, it's video, so you could go back and make sure that you're not flashing or anything like that. But, the other thing to take a look at is the split focus gimmick. if you have a bigger budget as well, because it's essentially the same routine, but with like a cleaner gimmick, is all that it is. So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We had some other really good questions in the chat because we pay attention to this chat when we guys are showing you these inside the box videos, and there was a really good one from, I'm just scrolling back here in the chat. It was the Magentleman over on YouTube said he had a random question. If I order a brick of Penguin Mark cards, can I get 6 red decks and 6 blue decks?
Oh, you didn't tell me it was the Magentleman, though.
Oh yeah, it's the Magentleman.
I mean, I think I mean, I don't know. So James, the best way to to go about this is, I think you make the order for like a red brick or a blue brick, whatever one, and then in the little comments in the notes on the order, I'd politely ask right there. And Eric, I can't see why not, other than like for inventory reasons and stuff. But I got to imagine they. I mean,
we sell them in singles too. I imagine that if you said something real nice about the warehouse kids, that they'd hook you up.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would work, James. Give that a shot.
And then let's see. There was one other question before we get to the picks of the week. Boomin 77377 over on YouTube says, "Been thinking about Fright by Jackie U. Anyone have any thoughts on the effect in the chat?" I actually do Fright. I really like it.
Yeah,
I think I taught some of that.
You might have. I mean,
yeah,
I gave up trying to keep track anymore.
Yeah, it's really good. I think there's Fright is one of those things. I mean, it's like $10, and if you like, the discount doesn't apply to Fright this week, but we are talking about it because somebody asked in the chat. It's pretty easy to do. I mean, there's some moves in there that you may not have experience with, but they're motivated. They're worth learning for other reasons, but it's impromptu. There's no gimmicks involved, and so you should learn it. I actually saw I wish I could shout him out in the chat because there was a YouTuber who did a really thorough review of Fright not too long ago, and they made some really, really good points, primarily about how impromptu it is and how it's pretty easy to do. And it's just like you should know how to do an animation like this.
Yeah, I'd only mention if you're thinking about getting Fright, if you have not ever done a haunted pack style effect, get Fright, but also do yourself a favor, just grab some loops. They're $7. I think 7 is how much they are.
Yep.
And the loops will come with like the very standard traditional haunted pack, and it would be worthwhile to learn both. Just so, I want to say that you'll gain a better understanding of how the effect plays by using loops, and then like you'll probably just get rid of them once you realize you can do it impromptu with Fright. But you might. I feel like you'd have better success right out of the box with the loops for some crazy reason, because it just knowing what to expect,
Yeah, that's it. One other question, just getting back to Fistful of Dollars, which is the one at hand. John Hayes over on YouTube asking if there is any Canadian currency that you can do this with. So I don't believe there is a version of Fistful of Dollars that comes with a Canadian gimmick. That being said, if you have access to a toonie shell, you could do it. I feel like a toonie is large enough.
Whatever. I mean, the size of the coin doesn't matter.
Yeah,
not really.
Yeah, I think because there's a version of it with $50, and you could.
They look the best because it's it's the stand-up coin magic stuff. So you're supposed to be able to do it for a bunch of people. If you're doing it with smaller coins, you're going to lose some impact, right? But yeah, all you do need is a shell of whatever, whatever currency you got and a couple matching coins.
But John, I will tell you that if you get the Eisenhower or the $50 version that we sell at Penguin, it comes with additional coins. And I think the dates even match, didn't they?
They did in the one that we opened at the theater. So I don't want to say that every one of them does, because that's just that'd be a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
But I guess my guess would be they try their best to make the dates match whenever possible.
But it comes with all of the coins you need, because it's 2 ungimmick coins and 1 gimmick coin, and all of that comes in the tin. So it's not like you're getting the gimmick and then you would have to wait for other stuff. So for our Canadian customers, you when you buy Fistful of Dollars, everything is inside of the packaging. You don't need to go scrounging around coin shops looking for extra ones.
Right. Yeah. Or just get the download and use the shell you got at home. So.
So, so Eric Bryden Jr. on YouTube asking, does it come in penny sizes? Unfortunately, it doesn't come in penny sizes, Eric.
You know, I should try doing it. I got a penny shell laying around.
You got a penny
right?
shell laying around?
Yeah,
So.
I must. I mean,
We got a lot of people just tuning in right now. Says we got Nestor Sosa saying welcome aboard, Frank Vermi coming in here. Sarah Lex talking a lot on YouTube. We got a whole bunch of people in here. We're excited to have all of you here. But let's get into the top picks of the week. This is my top 3 picks of the week. Every week, Nick and I get a list from the great big penguin that rules our lives, and they say these are the tricks that you can choose from, and we choose the top 3 tricks that we want to share with you guys this week. And my number 3 trick this week is the self-tying shoelace by Jay Noblezada. This is a fun trick. So normally this is $20, but if you enter the promo code Coolbox Live at checkout, you're going to get it for just under 15. I really like this. It's no secret that I'm a big Jay Noblezada fan, and I remember seeing David Blaine do this on television. It's a fun trick to do. I think we're going to do an inside the box on one of these coming up pretty soon. But essentially, you walk up, your shoes are untied, you notice it, you give your foot a shake, and suddenly your shoelaces tie themselves together. It's real good.
visual.
Yeah.
You know, it feels impromptu. I mean, you got to have a certain gimmick on you, which is what you'll get when you get self-tying shoelace. But yeah, it's got that real street magic feel to it, a la the old David Blaine days back in the day. This one really kills when you show. It really does. Like I know that it's been around for a long time, and I think a lot of people in the chat probably have seen this before. But you know, have you done it for anybody? Because
I have, and it kills. It's so good. I mean, it lives in this realm of like tricks that are they're moments, right? Like this is not something I'm going to build a giant routine around. This is like I'm going to like notice it, fix my shoe, and then go into another trick so that people are just like, wait, what just happened? Like I'm not going to do this as its own thing. It's just it's one thing that's going to happen on the way to a bunch of other stuff. Yeah,
this one is. I remember all the times that I've done it because some tricks you do it and it takes like a second for it to wreck their brain.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like, oh, my card did come to the top or whatever. This one, you have to, like, after your shoes tie, you need to stand there for like 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4. And when they see it, you can see their brain falling out of their ear.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really, really strong.
It's so good. Self-tying shoelace by Jay Noblezada. If you enter the promo code Coolbox Live at checkout, you're going to get 25% off on it. Normally it's $20. Today you're going to get it for just under 15. It's a really good trick. Let's move on. The next one, I'm very excited to talk to you guys about my number 2 pick this week. It is Liquid Metal by Morgan Strebler. I love metal bending. I don't think that this is like super well known about me, but I used to do a lot of metal bending back in the day. As a matter of fact, the very first Magic trophy I ever won was for a full metal bending routine. I used to do like a whole 5-minute competition act around fork bending.
Listen to the subtle flex over there with multiple trophies. You know, my first trophy. Was
I got a lot of trophies. This is really good though. So this was one of the routines that like really put metal bending like on the map. Like already the Banachek stuff was out and people were doing it and it was really great. The Richard Osterl material was out and also really great. But this like sort of like broke into the Magic mainstream. Morgan Strebler took a lot of available material and routined it together so that it's one fork, so that at the end of it you get something that is just destroyed. It's a really good routine. It's really easy to do. Morgan teaches you all the different stuff that you need to go into this, including like fork selection, all the other stuff. And the great thing about this one is that there's no gimmicks. With some of the other Liquid Metal series, I believe that there are gimmicks involved or there is some pre-work. The full Liquid Metal routine in Liquid Metal 1, which is what we're talking about right now, you can just do it with a fork and then you can give that fork away. It's really good.
This is a great entry-level spot for metal bending. Yeah. I know when this came out, this is that product that was just like lived in my cart. I don't know why I never pulled the trigger on it, Eric. I wish that I did, because I know how powerful this routine is because I've seen so many people do it at this point. Jeff Kaler, who's a really old friend of mine, used to do this everywhere we went, and it would make me upset because I'd be in one corner doing a bunch of stuff, and then I'd hear a bunch of screams, and it'd be Kaler over there bending forks. So the power level of this stuff is so good. Just like self-times, everything in the show is really strong. But it's again, if you've never played with that style of Magic, but you've been interested in it, this is a great place to start. And you will learn a routine. This is one of those DVDs that will give you something that you'll be able to confidently go out and do. And that's why metal bending is great, because you can just pick up any fork and do it.
Yeah, it's normally normally $30, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're gonna get it for 22 and change. It's well worth it. It's super good. Just noticing something right now that's going on in the chat. Apparently, Mark Tutulio and Cletus over there on Facebook have indicated that there is a small issue with the discount code applying to the routine-only version of Fistful of Dollars.
We'll figure that out.
We'll get that looked at. These discounts that we're talking about, by the way, this week are good until next Friday at midnight. This coming Friday at midnight. So if we don't get it worked out tonight, we'll get it worked out this week, and we'll let you know. So that it should be going on that. But I can't say enough positive things about Liquid Metal. But this leads me to my top pick of the week, which I really like, and I've done this quite a bit on stage and in close up. This is Dress Code by Kaylin Morelli. What this is a close-up quick change. I actually interviewed Kaylin Morelli for the Penguin Magic podcast. I don't know if you guys know about that, but Penguin Magic has a podcast that goes out every Thursday at 5 p.m. It's free. You can also get some really great discounts on great magic there, but I interview a lot of your favorite magicians. I've interviewed Chris Kenner, Lance Burton, and Kaylin Morelli, and one of the things we talked about on there was his approach to coming up with dress code. This is great. T-shirt transforms into another T-shirt just in the process of turning around. And Kaylin includes a bunch of different ideas on there. Instead of just one shirt changing into another, there's like, you can do things where the shirt changes, where he's got like a shirt made with like all kinds of cards over it, and then he does dress code, and all of the cards like fall down except for the one that you had selected. A lot of really, really clever ideas on this. Comes with all the gimmicks you need. It's a little bit of arts and crafts, but because you're doing it with a shirt that fits you, but it's really good.
Yeah, I guess it's probably on the heavier arts and crafts side, right? Like it's probably, I mean, it's you got to make your own shirt. That's just what it is.
You are altering an existing shirt you have.
Right.
You're not making it from scratch. You
definitely don't have to sew your own shirt.
Yeah.
But
no, you got to weave it. You got to go out. You got to harvest the cotton. You got to turn it into a fabric. No, you're just
Kaylin's got a lot of hot tips on dyeing T-shirts and there's also another version on here which I really like, where he's got a shirt and a tie on with like a hoodie over it, and he has the spectator hold his tie. So the spectator's holding like the end of the tie, and then he kind of like turns away from him, so the tie goes over his shoulder, and when he turns back, the tie is still there, but the shirt has completely changed as well.
So good.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
I used to do this in comedy clubs with a little bit of thought, and I don't want to give away too much on the gimmick here and the reveals, but with a little bit of thought, you can go from a T-shirt to a dress shirt. It works the same way. But if you're going, you can go from T-shirt to another thing. And the cool thing is, you're like examinable. You can like take your hoodie off, your sport coat off, and turn all the way around. There's nothing to find. It's really good.
It's been around. It is something that you can do. I mean, the method is that good.
Yeah. I
only say that because of things that I may have bought, 15 years ago that kind of promised something crazy, but the setup was too hard, or you couldn't walk around in it. This is possible. This is a real thing that you can do, and it is strong.
Yeah, I'm actually just looking at the video between us, and there's a good one with the signatures where there's like a bunch of signatures all over the shirt, and then it changes except for the signature. It's like a mentalism routine where they like think of a name on the shirt. It's really, really solid.
Yeah,
I like a lot of the stuff that Kaylin does. I think he might be someone someday. I think if he puts his mind to it.
Maybe. Shout out to Kaylin if you're out there. But this is just a great, and it's something different too, right? If you are kind of stuck in the whole card trick vein, or you're only doing coin tricks, I mean, this is something that it does translate to stage, and you can even do a close up. And I mean, just imagine you're already doing 5 minutes of magic for somebody, and then you decide to change your shirt. I mean, that moment will just blow somebody's head off.
And the price is pretty great. It's normally $25, but if you
yeah.
enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get it for like $18 and change. It's really good. You get all the gimmicks with it too, which is great. So you don't have to like go looking for stuff. You get everything you need to do that. But that is my number 3 pick of the week. Nick, we got a couple of good questions in chat here. I like having John Hayes pop in from YouTube because he's always, he's a little bit newer to Magic, but he's always asking some really great tricks for us, like really great prompts for us to talk about. And he says, guys, if you were stuck with no magic tricks on your person, what magic tricks would you perform? Like borrowed tricks, impromptu stuff, etc.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've always got my finger magic that I can do.
Yeah, you do.
So there's a lot of stuff with my fingers. I mean, this type of stuff. But there's a lot of great things there that I can do. What would I do if I had absolutely nothing on me? Let me think here. I mean, do I have my phone on me? No.
I think what we're talking about is if I'm interpreting John's question correctly, and I would be a terrible podcast host if I wasn't interpreting it correctly. I think he means you walk out, you don't have your deck of cards on you, you don't have any coins or gimmicks. You're just like going to the store to pick up some bread and milk, and you meet someone who wants to see some magic, because if you do show the greatest magic, you get your own television show and then headline the Magic Castle for 2 years like that. What do you show them?
Well, it's the pinky thing for me.
Yeah.
It's all I got. If I'm pocketless there, it's gonna be make my pinky vanish and then bring it back to seal that deal for the Magic Castle.
Yeah, I think for me, I've always had my Razor wallet on me, and I don't know if that qualifies because I do something with the Razor wallet. But I do some stuff. I do some stuff where I switch IDs with people. I mean, it's not as good as some other people who are very noticeable for some ID swaps. But I do some like card magic-y stuff where I make my ID and their ID change places. I do some ID transposition things.
Yeah, it just depends on what props are available. I mean, if there's a pad of paper and a pen, maybe you do a center tear or anything off the Gregory Wilson on the spot DVD. I mean, that's all material like that.
If it was just like if I had to do something on the spot, I might grab something from a show we did a couple weeks ago. I might grab like 3 pieces of paper and a pencil and do layers by Mike Pashota, because that's a solid trick you can do with almost nothing.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, that does it for me. Let's start talking about your top tricks this week. Let's get into your first one by a mutual friend of ours, Michael Kent.
Yeah, it was nice to see his name on the list. I was like, yep. And it's not only just because he's a friend, but also this trick's awesome. This is Repair by Michael Kent. And what it is you show a deflated balloon, party balloon, and you blow it up, and then you pop it with a pencil or a needle or whatever. It really pops, and you can see different pieces of it all over the place. And you can even rip the balloon up even further after the balloon is popped. And then you do a little bit of Michael Kent magic, and you restore the balloon. You show the restored balloon, but then you also blow it right back up. So it's a total restored balloon, and the method's awesome. It's really, really awesome. How do we talk about this method, Eric? It's basically you have to do a little preparation to the balloon, but it's really nothing difficult or anything like that.
Anyone in the chat could do this prep work. You don't have to be like a Seth Race level gimmick manufacturer to do this. No. You could anyone can do this.
No, anybody can do this. And it's just a great trick. Balloons are big and colorful, right? And Torn Restored is just one of the best plots in Magic. So to be able to combine the two, and it's loud because you pop the balloon.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. I know we talk about things that you can do stand up on stage as well. This is a trick that you can do stand up. I could see doing this on an open mic night. So you get a lot of value for just $7 for this trick.
Yeah, it's super good. Normally it's $10, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get Repair by Michael Kent for $7.
You'll like the method.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of gigs with him, and he does this, and
it's part of his show.
it's like distracting when you're performing. Like Michael and I, there's a charity event that we work every year together, and sometimes he comes to do close up, and I'll be across the room like doing some beautiful card magic and wowing people, and then just across the room, bang, and then everyone's like, "What? I want to see that guy." It's a great way to get attention and make people ask about you.
It's a really cool secret. What can I compare this to? I thought I might have something I could compare this secret to because it's just really clever.
Yeah,
If I think of it, I'll let you know.
You want to move on to your next one, Nick?
Oh yeah, I got more than one. I get three.
Yeah, that was number 2. That was number 3. Moving on to number 2 for Nick.
So we get these lists, right? And part of it is me picking my favorite tricks. And the other part is like, I want to just make sure that you guys get the opportunity to get this value because there was a project that came out. I want to say this came out in 2014-ish.
Yeah, it's a little bit older.
Yeah, it's a little bit older, but this was a pretty groundbreaking project. And if you've never seen it, now is a great time to get it. And this is Freeform Mentalism by Peter Turner. This is, first of all, these types of things don't get made anymore. Yeah, for a lot of different reasons, which we could talk about maybe sometime.
Yeah.
But this is a project of this Propolis style mentalism that was really kind of getting started at the early part of the 2010s, right? And Peter Turner was kind of the emerging breakout star of that era. And right after his Penguin Live lecture, this project dropped, and it really kind of lit the mentalism world up and spawned a whole wave of mentalists, especially at least here in America, I know for sure. Anyway, what are you going to get on here? Well, it was originally a DVD set, but you can get the instructional the download instead if you want. So it's about 3 hours. I think it's just over 3 hours of instruction.
Yeah,
and
that's
getting
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 routines. Everything on here has like a real world live performance where they're like just out at coffee shops or out on the street or out at the park. And what I really love about the performances that you'll see is it's like they just kind of leave the camera rolling a lot. So you get a lot of the After Effects stuff. What is happening here? Peter's reading people's minds. He's telling them their birthdays. He's cold reading people. He's telling people their mother's maiden name. Like literally whatever he shouldn't know, he seems to somehow know. And throughout these 10 routines, he's going to lay out all these different methods for gaining information from absolute total strangers. There's one routine on here in particular, which has now been evolved even further, and that's called Isabella's Star, which is probably Peter's most known effect. And this is just like, it's crazy when you say this out loud. You can walk up to somebody knowing nothing about them and tell them their birthday. That's the effect.
It's incredible. I mean, it's super good.
So you'll learn the original Isabella's Star here, which is great. And if you like it, I mean, obviously you're going to get a lot of value from getting this because it's also 25% off right now. Yeah. But Isabella's Star is just so good. It's worth the price of the entire thing. In fact, I don't know what the Isabella's Star download costs, but it's got to be similarly cost right now. His card at number is amazing. His lie detector routine is amazing. All of this is amazing. And all of it looks like there are no methods at all.
I mean,
everything looks like he's just doing it.
Isabella 3.0 is $50.
Oh, it's $50?
Yeah. Isabella 3.0 is $50.
Yeah. And like, I'm familiar with both. I mean, you're getting he's spent, what is it? 8 years between the two, or 5 to 7 years, something like that between the two. So there's going to be some additional things on there, but really you'll learn the actual Isabella's Star here, you know, so you can grab it.
And the other thing that I would say about this is I'm not exactly known as a mentalist. I do a little bit of mentalism here and there. You know, you can't help but pick up a little bit when you're hanging around the P3 studios. But there is stuff in here that is valuable to know no matter what kind of magic you do.
It talks a lot about reading people, reading plank, like how to reveal stuff. Yeah. There's a lot of theory in here, right? You'll get inspired watching this video.
Yeah, it's whether you're a card guy like me, or a sort of traditional mentalist, or you're like really getting into a lot of the Propolis mentalism stuff. There's a lot to offer on this, and you will not regret it because you will get something from it. And normally, this is normally $50, but right now, if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get it for $37. It's a really, really solid buy.
Beautifully shot. All the performances are great. Peter's a special talent within mentalism. If you've never seen, if you've never seen Peter perform, check this out for sure, because he's a different animal. It might really change the way you think about mentalism.
Well, Nick, that's your number 2, and that's pretty strong. So, what's your number 1?
Number 1. Well, if there's Dan Harlan available, it's got to be number 1, right? Dan Harlan only puts out hits, and Starkle is by far one of Dan's best creations.
I love this.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar, and hey, we were just talking about those impromptu tricks, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is among the king, because you just need a napkin.
I take it back, John. If I have nothing else, this is the impromptu trick that I do. It's so good.
Just got to find a napkin, and the effect is you take that napkin and you fold it up in a certain way. You tear with one single tear in the napkin. You take out and you open it up, and you show that you've torn a perfect circle in the napkin, which is, I don't know, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So then you take the piece that you tore out of the napkin, and you roll it up into a ball. This comes with this great script that Dan wrote for the whole thing, which we can talk about in a minute. But basically the effect is that you've torn a circle out, and then the ball that you roll up it transforms from a circle into a star. And when you smash it together with Dan's presentation, you really get like a complete routine that has some meaning behind it. It's a great like vessel to tell a story. It's something that you can do on stage, something you can do on close-up. I mean, there's a ton of people that use this in their stage work.
Oh yeah.
Because of the message that you can lay behind it. But also the method on this thing is
only Dan Harlan could come up with something like this. It's so good.
Like if you're watching this, you're like, okay, there's like a switch of the thing or whatever. What's crazy is when you tear the circle out of the napkin, even though you tore a circle out of the napkin, that tear is not a circle, it's a star. Somehow, because of math and Dan's brain. So the method here is, it's almost like there is no method and it is actual magic, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's, I'm not sure, like even if you told me like, hey, this is possible, I'm not sure that I could reverse engineer this. It's really good. And normally this is $15, but if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you're going to get it for just over 11. And man, this is so solid. Like this is one of those things you just need to know because
what you're learning is a fold.
Yeah.
Right. You're learning a certain fold and a certain way to tear that napkin, and then the trick's done. That's it. That's it. And you get that effect, and it's something that can play bigger and beyond. On the instructional download, you'll see how Dan does it on stage. You know, it's a great trick. You know, like I'm not a kids performer at all, but this is something that I can just go to and grab if I have to perform something for a kid. It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. I remember when I was living in Los Angeles, I worked at Magicopolis, which is where I first met Dan. And they had someone in the show do Starkle every night for a kid. And just, I mean, it rendered the audience speechless. I mean, they were just, it really affected them in such an emotional way. It's so good. It's so good.
There's a lot of stories out there about, there's a lot of people that perform Starkle for good reason.
Yep.
And because it's a strong trick and it has a powerful message, and it's just a great way. It's a great like tag ending to a show type of thing. And for only $11, I mean, you're going to learn one of the best routines in Magic. I mean, this is a modern classic. This is a trick that'll be around 100 years from now. So
super, super good stuff. Before we're coming towards the end of the show here, before we hit the schedule there and show everyone everything we talked about tonight, John Hayes hitting us with another good question. Nick, what's your go-to book test?
Good question. My go-to book test, I kind of bounce around. So like Wiki Test is something I use every now and then.
Yeah.
Which is an app by Mark Kirstein. You can find it on the App Store. But the other one that I use is, I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh, I think it's just Cody Fisher's Comedy Book Test.
Oh, that's a
I
good
think
one.
that's the name of it. I've done that one many times on stage. That's the origin of that. Well, it doesn't matter. I actually can't even think of what I was trying to say there. But Cody Fisher's comedy book test, and then there's a book test that I don't know the name of it, but it was on the Doc Hilford lecture number 1.
Are you talking about, you're not talking about Pegasus Page, are you?
No. It was in Doc Hilford's first lecture. There's a book test in there that I did a lot. But right now, if I had to go on stage and do a book test, I'm doing Cody Fisher's comedy book test.
That's Cody Fisher's is a great comedy book test. I tell you, I do a book test in my show, and it's in my Penguin Live act. It's the free association book test, but the gimmick I use for that routine is I currently use Word in a Million by Mark Mason, but I'm in the middle of switching over my book to Cypher.
Right.
Yeah, because I have my own routine that I do, but I really like the impression device in the back of it, and Word in a Million's great, and also Cypher is great for that. But it's a lot of fun. But you can check out my routine in my Penguin Live act. Well, Nick, let's take a look at the schedule here. We talked about a lot of stuff tonight. The first thing we talked about in the deals of the week was Miracle Monty by Anthony Owen, one of the best Monties that you will do in walk around and close up, and it uses blank cards, comes with everything you need. Then we talked about Franken Dough by Roddy McGhie, which is a way of bringing a ball of dough to life and adding a complete routine to the little hand routine. And then we closed with Fistful of Dollars by Greg Wilson. Produce 3 coins and then vanish them. All of the gimmicks necessary come with it. It's a really great coin effect if you want to level up your coin skills. My top 3 picks of the week: The Self-Tying Shoelace by Jay Noblezada. If it's good enough for David Blaine, it's good enough for you. Liquid Metal starring Morgan Strebler. If you need an anywhere, anytime bit of metal bending, this is a beautiful routine that will wreck your audiences as much as it will wreck their silverware. And then I closed out with Dress Code by Kayla Morelli. If you've ever wanted to do a quick change act, you can absolutely do it, and Kayla Morelli's Dress Code is the way in. Nick's top 3, he started off with Repair by Michael Kent, Blow Up a Balloon, Pop It, and then Restore It. Torn to Restore with Balloon? That's crazy. Then we went with Freeform Mentalism by Peter Turner, your entry into propless mentalism. But even if you're not into propless mentalism, there is a ton of theory here that is valuable for all magicians. And Nick rounded it out with Dan Harlan's Starkle. Quite simply, one of the most beautiful effects in magic that you can do with nothing more than a napkin. Everything we talked about here is on discount. If you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, you will get 25% off. That promo code is good until this Friday at midnight, and we are going to, at Friday at midnight, we take them all down so that we can start it over. Nick, is there anything else that we need to talk about?
There'll be a couple deals kicking around on the Instagram and Facebook story.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't currently subscribe to Penguin Magic on Instagram or Facebook, you should do that, because you'll be able to possibly snag a good deal on there this week. There's a couple things that I think are going to go up that are pretty big high ticket items.
There's a big book in there, isn't there? Pretty weighty one, if I'm not mistaken. One that you guys are going to like, and 25% off that book is a huge discount.
There's also a fire product.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it may or may not.
Is it?
The back of it looks like this. So
no one's gonna be able to figure that out, Nick.
Nope, nobody.
Yeah.
But that'll be up on the story this week at some point, so you'll be able to save some money on that.
Be sure to like and subscribe this video, and if you subscribe to the channel that you're watching right now on Facebook or YouTube, it will notify you when we go live. Also, be sure to listen to the Penguin Magic podcast. If you just you can go to podcast.penguinmagic.com, or we're in all of your favorite podcatching apps on Apple, iTunes podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Amazon. We're all over the place. You can listen to us anywhere. This week, I'm talking to a Canadian pickpocket named James Harrison. We did a part 1 last week, part 2 this week. Also, if you listen to the podcast, there is a special featured download of the week where Nick and I talk about it, and you can get a couple of bucks off of that. I think that is it. Dr. Don is in the YouTube chat demanding that I give us the top 10 metal bending list. We need to,
didn't we do? Did we do a YouTube video on that?
I don't think we did a number of.
I mean, it's not like
10.
the top 10 metal bending tricks, but I thought we talked metal bending for some reason.
I think we did talk metal bending on there. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was impromptu.
I don't know.
Maybe I did do a top 10 metal bending.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We filmed those so long ago. I can't
Yeah.
remember what we actually talked about. I mean, they're still being edited and put out. So
Yeah.
I will say, if everybody's still out there, I really do think Convergence is one of the best downloads I've seen in a while, which came out on Penguin Magic last week. So it's a rubber band trick. Go watch it. Just at least watch it, because it's pretty mind melting.
Yeah.
Also, there's a new episode of the Magic Dave Show coming out this week as well.
Oh, you guys have got to check that out. It's a Magic Dave show with David Williamson. Some phenomenal stuff. So there's a show, and then there's also some behind-the-scenes stuff for subscribers where you can get access to like full uncut interviews. The one he does with Ben Earl, where they go like deep in on the French drop, and a lot of Ben's theories on put and take is so good. You got to check it out. The Magic Dave show with David Williamson.
We should put something on the show next week about that.
Yeah, I think next week maybe we'll play a clip from the Magic Dave show next week. Who knows? Maybe we could even get David Williamson on the show.
Yeah, I don't know. You think he's doing anything?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, let's get him on.
That is going to do it for this week, guys. My name is Eric Tate alongside Nicola Capo. Thanks for watching. And as always, we'll see you next time.